Welcome to For Good Yoga. My name is Hannah. Let's just get started. Jump right in. Take a comfortable seat, please. Place your hands either to the tops of your thighs or place your palms together in front of your heart. Lower your gaze or softly close your eyes. I find that jumping right in can be a little jarring. So let this be a calm and steady place to begin. Lift your chest so that your heart is bright. Sit up tall, but then soften your skin. So that you're sitting tall but not rigid. Strong but not forced. Place your awareness to your breath. Begin to settle into your seat, settle into your body as a way to establish a calm place for practice. Lower your hands, open your eyes. Stay seated. If your legs are crossed, switch the cross of your legs. So whatever shin was in front before is now behind. Place your right hand to your head. Place your left hand behind you, so the back of your left hand is on the outside of your right hip. Then lengthen your spine, push your head into your hands. And then use your hands not as a pull, but as a guide to lean your head more to the right. Reach through your left elbow so you're lengthening the side of your neck. If it feels good, you can nod your chin yes and no, or shake your head no. Gently come back up. Lower your hands. Switch the cross of your legs. Bring your left hand to your head. Bring your right arm behind you so that the back of your right hand is on your outer left hip or your low back. And then lengthen your head up into your hand. Instead of pulling on your head, use it as a guiding force and begin to move your head more to the left. Push your head into your hand. Reach through your right elbow. And you can move your head around to change the stretch. Lift back up, release your arms. Switch the cross of your legs again. Move your hips back so your sit bones, that's the bony part of your seat, gets a little more grounded. You can keep your hands behind you and lengthen your spine, especially if when you move your hands you tend to fall backwards and your low back rounds out. That's a great place to stay. Or begin to lean your torso forward and potentially walk your hands out in front of you so you fold over your legs. Push your feet into the floor, especially if there's any discomfort in your knees, and squeeze your heels back towards your hips. Gently walk your hands in. Last time, switch the cross of your shins. Keep your hands behind you, lengthen your spine, or begin to tilt forward, potentially walk your hands out in front of you. Push your outer feet down, squeeze your heels back towards your hips. Release your legs. Make your way onto hands and knees, please. Spread your fingers wide and point your index finger straight ahead. Line up the middle of your wrist with your outer shoulders so that your hands are slightly wider than your shoulders. Walk your knees back 6 to 8 inches from your normal knees under hips position. And for down dog, curl your toes under, lift your hips up and back. You can widen your feet and or bend your knees to bring more space into your spine. But in all cases, stretch your legs. You were seated for a decent amount of time, which can be hard on the hips and the low back. Support your wrists by gripping the floor with your hands and pushing your index knuckles down. Speaking of push, push your hands down and out. Stretch your hips back. Lengthen your spine in addition to stretching your legs. Breathe evenly. Place the inner edges of your feet together. The angle of your wrist is about to change, so grip the floor with your hands more. Inhale, plank pose, knees on or off the floor. Exhale, lift your hips down dog. Inhale, plank pose, knees on or off the floor. This time add a push-up or not. Down dog. That's your sequence. Inhale, plank, push-up or not. Exhale, down dog. Move at your pace. You can hold in plank, hold in down dog, or rest on the front of your body. That's where we're going anyway. The next time you're in plank pose, lower all the way down. Uncurl your toes. Straighten your arms by your sides and turn your palms up. Push your toenails down, straighten your legs. Push your fingernails down, lift your shoulders. Keep that, lift your head and chest up. You can stay here or you can lift everything up. Press your tailbone in, tone your abdomen in. Lift the fronts of your shoulders. Excuse me. Stretch your chest forward. Lower down. Roll over so you're lying on your back, please. Interlace your hands behind your head. Lift your legs toward the ceiling. If hands behind your head is not enough support for your low back, you can wedge your arms to the outer edges of your torso. Take an inhale here. If your hands are behind your head, exhale, curl up. Take another inhale. Exhale, lower one or both feet to hover above the floor. With each inhale, lift. And with each exhale, lower. If you're doing one leg at a time, switch between sides. Move at your own pace. Choose a pace that feels challenging but successful. And as you lower your feet or foot, lift your tailbone a lot. Gently come back to center. Draw your knees in. Wrap your arms around your shins and feel free to roll side to side or be still. Lower your feet to the floor. With your knees bent, widen your feet slightly. I prefer arms overhead, but you can also do arms off to the sides. Move your knees side to side like windshield wipers. And because your because your feet are wide, your knees will also be wide. This will bring more space into your low back. Whichever knee is turning in, reach through that knee more and stretch that quad. Your quad muscles are on the front of your thigh. Gently come back to center. Roll over again. Straighten your arms by your sides again and turn your palms up. You can repeat locust 2, which is arms and legs straight like earlier, or behind your low back and release your hands. First start with bent elbows. Squeeze your forearms in, squeeze your shoulder blades in, and with your elbows still bent, lift your head and chest up. Stay here, begin to straighten your arms, but only if you can keep your chest this open. Do or don't, lift your legs, but keep them straight. Press your tailbone in, abdomen in. Squeeze your shoulders on your back. Then reach your shoulders back, hands back, chest forward. Soften your gaze. Lower down. Child's pose. Press up to hands and knees. Bring your big toes together and sit your hips back to your heels. Rest your forehead on the floor. If it doesn't quite make it, you can support your forehead with a block, a blanket, a towel, a book, whatever you've got. A pillow, it's a good one. Then crawl your right hand more forward, so you bring more length to your right side. Crawl your left hand more forward, so you bring more length to your left side. Then like your down dog, push into your hands and sit your hips back toward your heels. Gently help yourself back up to hands and knees. With fingers spread, index fingers forward, down dog. Lift your gaze toward your hands. Step or hop your feet forward. I like to tiptoe. Whenever you get there, line up your feet evenly so your big toes point straight ahead. Bend your knees as much as you need to bring your bottom ribs and thighs in contact. With your feet a little wider, it can help bring more space and make this first forward fold less brutal. Place your hands to your hips. Squeeze your shoulders on your back with your inhale, stand up. Stand with your feet hip width apart if they're not already. And with your inhale, lift your arms overhead. Turn your palms and stretch up. Move your ribs back. Move your upper arms back. Stretch through all 10 fingers, including your thumbs, and bring length all the way down the sides of your body. With your next inhale, get taller. Exhale, lower your arms by your sides. Make sure you have enough room in front of you. I have to step back. And with your feet still hip width apart, inhale, lift your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. This time, bend your knees so that your thighs are parallel-ish to the floor. That means your butt has to be as low as your knees, but keep your heels on the floor. All right. With your fingertips on the floor, underneath your shoulders or outside your feet, lift your chest, look forward. So now your ribs and your thighs are in contact, and your chest is really extended, your spine is long. Stay here, or sit your hips back a little more and reach your arms out in front of you. Turn your palms in. This is not the variation where you look down or bring your head in. Instead, look toward your hands. Stretch your hands and hips apart. If looking forward is too much for your neck, look down, but keep your spine long and extended. And keeping your ribs and thighs in contact, place your hands again to the floor. Keeping your chest extended, begin to lift your hips up, only to the point where your ribs and thighs stay connected. And then finally, fold your face towards your knees or shins. Squeeze your shins in. Turn your inner thighs back and apart. Push through your heels. Extend your heart towards your toes. Place your hands to your hips. With your inhale, stand up. Step to the front of your mat if you're not already. Inhale, lift your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and extend so that your spine is just as long as it was before, but your knees are most likely less bent. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back, plank pose. Exhale, lower down. Uncurl your toes. Slide your hands back a few inches. Grip the floor with your hands like your plank pose and bring your shoulders on your back like when your hands were bound. Push into your feet, press your tailbone in, and with your inhale, lift up, cobra pose. Lift your chin a little. Extend the base of your skull up. That can still happen as you begin to look up. Keep reaching through the back of your skull. Lower down. Take a breath. If your hands and knees are plank pose, press back to down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg, split down dog. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Keep your fingertips on the floor. If you need more support, you can always lower your back knee to the floor. With your fingertips on the floor, do the same thing you did from standing. Stretch your chest forward. Squeeze your right outer hip towards your left inner thigh. And if your back knee is off the floor, lift your back thigh more. Press your fingertips down and back and stretch your chest forward. Stay here for high lunge. Lift your torso, lift your arms overhead. Keep squeezing right outer hip back, inner thighs in. Then move your ribs back, upper arms back, stretch through all 10 fingers. With your inhale, get taller. And with your exhale, touch down, down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg, split down dog. Exhale, step your left foot through. Lower your back knee only if you did on the first side and stay on your fingertips. Your rib and thigh most likely are connected. Stretch your chest forward. Squeeze your left outer hip back toward your right inner thigh. And if your back knee is not on the floor, lift your back thigh up. Stretch your chest forward and even push your fingertips down and back to help with that. Stay here or lift your torso up, arms overhead, high lunge. Keep squeezing your left hip back. Keep lifting your back thigh up. Move your ribs back, upper arms back, and then stretch through all 10 fingers, including your thumbs. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, touch down, down dog. Take an inhale in your down dog. Exhale, soften your knees, walk your hands back to your feet, hands to feet this time. And over your legs, fold. Place your hands to your hips, and with your inhale, stand up. Step to the middle of your mat, turn to face the long edge of your mat, and lean into your left foot. Lift your right foot, place it to your ankle, your calf, or above your knee to your inner thigh. Point your knee out and your toes down. Place your palms together in front of your heart, or lift your arms overhead. If you can maintain arms straight, feel free to place your palms together, but if when you do that you bend your elbows, prioritize arms straight. Lift your left kneecap, firm your thigh. Push your foot into your leg back into your foot. Press your tailbone down, move your ribs back. Move your upper arms back, and with your inhale, stretch up. Exhale, release. Lean into your right foot. Bend your left knee. Place your foot to your ankle, your calf, or above your knee to your thigh. Please do not put your foot on your knee. Turn your toes down, your knee out. Place your palms together in front of your heart, or lift your arms overhead. Straighten your arms, and if you can maintain straight arms, place your palms together. But be honest, a lot of yoga cultivates self-awareness, but also accountability. Lift your right kneecap so your leg is strong. Push your foot and your leg together. Press your tailbone in, move your ribs back. Move your upper arms back, and with your inhale, stretch up. Exhale, release. Place your fingertips in front of your chest. Bend your knees. Step or hop your feet wide. Reach your arms parallel to the floor, so your hands are over your ankles, and then widen your heels so they're the widest part of your pose. Turn your right foot open to the right. Look over your right hand. Inhale. Exhale, bend your front knee, warrior two. For extended side angle, bring your right forearm to your thigh, swing your top arm in line with your ear, and turn your palm down. Lift your back thigh, widen your front knee, move your ribs. Turning your chest a little to the left and stretch through your top fingertips. Inhale, stand back up, warrior two. Then for reverse warrior, place your back hand to your thigh, turn your right palm up and begin to slide your back hand down your back leg. Keep your front knee bent. Lift your chest, lift your chin, and stretch through your top hand. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Turn your right toes in. Turn your left toes out. Sound effects keep me entertained. Bend your front knee, warrior two. Look over your front hands. Widen your left knee. Push through your back foot. Extended side angle prep. Bring your forearm to your thigh. Swing your right arm in line with your ear. Keep widening your left knee. Lift your back thigh. Move your ribs in. Turning your chest a little to the right and stretch through your right hand. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior, back hand to your thigh, top palm up, and begin to extend back. Sit low in your front thigh. Keep widening your left knee. Then lift your chest, lift your chin, and stretch through your top fingertips. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Turn your toes in. Place your hands to your hips. Look at your feet, line them up evenly so it's toe to toe in one line, and then widen your heels slightly. Bend your knees, fold forward. All right, stay engaged with me because what I'm about to ask you is a little weird. Bring your palms to the floor underneath your shoulders. Straighten your arms, lift your chest, look forward. If you need to bend your knees here, that's fine. If your legs are straight, lift your kneecaps. All right, nothing changes in this pose except for your hands. Arms straight, chest lifted, fingers still pointing in this direction. Slide your hands back and in between your feet. It's a wrist stretch. It's not a forward fold. Well, it is a forward fold, but it's not a maximum forward fold yet. Push through your heels, reach through the heels of your hands, stretch your chest more forward. As you push your hands down, also drag them back to help move your heart through. All right, now do or don't bend your elbows fully. In case you got droopy, lift your kneecaps to firm your thighs. Then this time, instead of pulling your hands back, push your hands down and forward, feet down and back, to stretch, to strengthen where you're stretching. This is already a stretch by default. Okay, walk your hands forward. Walk your feet in slightly. Bend your knees, stand. Step or hop your feet together. Okay. Triangle pose is next. If you have a block or something block-like, you can use that. I've got a candle. That works pretty well. Take a wide stance, please. Place your prop in your right hand. Bring your arms off to the sides. Turn your right foot open to the right. Bend your front knee a little. Then lean to the right. Place your hand or your prop to the floor outside of your front foot. Front shin, rather. Extend your top arm up. Push through the ball of your right foot, and if your front leg is straight, lift your kneecaps from your thighs. Move your right outer hip in and forward. Turn in your chest to the left. Then take an inhale. Exhale, push through your feet, stretch through your hands, lengthen your spine. Ditch your prop. Stand up, warrior two. Then bring your right hand to your thigh. Your back, arm, and leg are going to coordinate. So turn for a twist to the front of your mat. Lift your left arm, left heel, so that now you're in a lunge with your left arm extended. Stretch up, twist, and hook your left elbow outside of your right thigh. Place your palms together, point your top elbow up. Lift your back thigh, turn in your upper back, lengthen your spine. Look down, touch down, down dog. Take a few breaths in your down dog. Soften your knees, walk your hands back to your feet. Stand up. If you use a prop, locate it. Bring it into your left hand. Take a wide stance, please. Lift your arms parallel to the floor. Widen your ankles underneath your wrists. Turn your left foot open, bend your front knee a little. Lean your torso to the left. Place your hand or your prop to the floor outside of your front shin. Extend your top arm up. Push in the ball of your left foot. On your straight legs, lift your kneecaps. Move your left outer hip in and forward. Turn in your chest slightly to the right. And take a big inhale. Exhale, push into your feet, stretch through your hands, lengthen your spine. Ditch your prop, warrior two. Then for your twisted lunge, place your left hand to your thigh. Then turn your back heel up, reach your right arm up and extend up. Twist across the midline of your body and hook your right elbow outside of your left thigh. Place your palms together. Widen your front knee, lift your back thigh, and then turn in your upper back. Lengthen your spine and lift your chest similar to your cobra pose. Look down, touch down, down dog. I know you're backwards on your mat, we'll fix it. Grip the floor with your hands. Breathe evenly. Exhale, soften your knees, walk your hands back to your feet. Place your hands to your hips, stand up. Okay, the back of your mat is in front of you. Walk to it, and then turn around. Warrior three. Reach your arms out in front of you. Prioritize straight arms. If you can maintain that, bring your palms together. Step your right foot to the middle of your mat. Bend your front knee. Lower your arms and torso parallel to the floor and lift your back heel. Stay there, lift your back leg. Squeeze your inner thighs in. If your standing leg is straight, lift your kneecap. And in all cases, stretch your hands and back foot apart. Come out, mountain pose. Step to the back of your mat. The pose doesn't get any easier for me, ever. Reach your arms out in front of you. Not very motivating. Bring your palms together or not. Step your left foot to the middle of your mat. Bend your left knee. Lower your arms and torso parallel to the floor. It's low. Lift your back heel. Stay here, lift your back leg. If your standing leg is straight, lift your kneecap. Tone your abdomen in and then stretch. Come out, mountain pose. Step to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold. Down dog, please. Pigeon pose. Draw your right knee forward and to the right. Line up your right knee behind your right wrist. Move your back knee back and a little in. Place your forearms to the floor. Or walk your hands out in front of you. Gently squeeze your knees in. And move your right hip back slightly. Stay in your pigeon. When your torso is more upright, you're going to get a stretch in your back thigh by default. So you can stay here. Or bring your right hand in front of you. Lean forward, bend your left knee, and catch your left foot with your left hand. Bring your heel as close to your hip as it'll get. Then dig your knee down and move your hip to your heel. Stay here or move your hip down and forward, heel still connected. Stay there or place your hand to your thigh. You can pivot your fingers forward over your toes, but I find that makes it a lot more complicated. Bring your knees in, move your hip back, right hip, lengthen your spine. In the same way that Warrior 3 never gets any easier for me, I never get bored of this pose. It's what I like to call multitasking. Release your back foot. Down dog. Pigeon pose, second side. Bring your left knee forward and to the left. Lower your back knee to the floor. Be sure your left knee is behind your left wrist and then slide your right knee back and even a little in toward the midline of your mat. Place your forearms to the floor or walk your hands out in front of you. Squeeze your knees in and move your left hip back. Soften your jaw and smooth out your breath. Stay in your pigeon legs, walk your hands in. You can stay with your torso more upright, or walk your left hand forward, lean forward, and bend your back knee. Catch your right foot with your right hand, bring your heel in, then dig your knee down and move your hip back. Move your right hip forward, heel still in contact with hip. Maybe place your hand to your thigh. If you did on the first side, pivot your fingers forward. Squeeze your knees in, move your left hip back. Press your tailbone in, lift your chest, lengthen your spine. Release your back leg. Down dog, take your time. knees, child's pose. You can do any variation of child's pose that you wish. Gently make your way back up to a seat. Watch for a moment. Okay. This next one has a bonus option. If you were like me and you were like an overachiever kid and you would do the bonus no matter what it was, don't be that here. Only if it looks appealing and feels safe. So, watch. Stage 1, hands to shin. Stage 2, hands to the floor, or you can use a prop. Stage 3, you're going to bring your armpits to your shin and place your hands to the floor outside of your front foot. Sit low in your hips, push your shin into your upper arms, and like you did earlier in class, stretch your chest forward. This is nesting pigeon. This is not the bonus. This is the pose. So I would recommend you staying here and then coming out when you're ready. All right, the bonus option is flying pigeon, which once your armpits are around your shin, place your hands forward of your front foot, lean forward into your hands, bend your elbows so you've got a shelf for your shin, and maybe straighten your back leg like warrior 3. Oh, I'll talk you through it. The bonus means not optional. Well, bonus means definitely optional. All right, if none of those looked good to you, you can lie on your back and do one of these. Okay, if you're lying down, you're on your own, and then you'll switch when we switch, and I'll try to do my best to remind you. Everybody else, stand up, please. Stand toward the front of your mat, but not all the way at the front of your mat, or else you'll be off your mat in a moment. All right, no matter where you are, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. If you're lying on your back, draw your legs in, do your thing, and keep your foot flexed. If you're standing, bend your left knee, place your forearms to your shin, that's stage 1. Or stage 2, place your hands to the floor or a prop. I would highly recommend staying here. Or for nesting pigeon, bring your upper arms, your armpits around your shin, place your hands on the other side of your front foot, and like you did in your wide leg forward fold, straighten your arms, reach the heels of your hands down. Push your shin into your upper arms and stretch your chest forward. Stay here, come out when you're done. Or now that you're in tight armpits around your shins, place your hands forward of your foot, lift your left heel, lean forward, bend your elbows. Squeeze your back heel in. Maybe straighten your back leg back like warrior 3. Come out when you're done. Stand up unless you're lying down. Shake out your wrists. Ha, 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 ha. Second side. It's cool down after this, just FYI. Okay. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. If you're lying down, draw your knees in, do what you did on the first side. If you're standing, bend your standing leg. Stage 1, place your hands or your forearms to your shin. Stage 2, place your hands to the floor or a prop. I would highly recommend staying here. Stage 3, nesting pigeon. Walk your upper arms around your shins, armpits to shins. Place your hands to the floor outside of your feet. Straighten your arms, reach the heels of your hands down. Sit low in your hips and stretch your chest forward. I already did the arm balance on the side, so I'm skipping it. But for those of you at home, come out when you're ready, or for your arm balance, keep your shin in your upper arms and place your hands forward. Grip the floor with your hands, bend your elbows, lean way forward, and do or don't, squeeze your back heel in. Do or don't, straighten your back leg back. Whenever you are done, which doesn't have to be right now, stand up. If you're lying on your back, stay on your back. That's where we're headed. Lift your arms overhead. If you're lying on your back, you'll do the same thing. Then stretch fingertips away from your heels. With your next inhale, get taller. Exhale, fold forward. If you're on your back, stay there. Everybody else, down up. Lower your knees to the floor. Lie on your back. Bend your knees, place your feet to the floor. For a moment, widen your heels. Let your knees rest in. Constructive rest. pigeon. Can't remember if I said it already. It raises energy because of its effort level, but in what it offers, it's a hip opener. So it comes late in class. Walk your feet in hip width apart. Make your feet parallel to each other. Bring your arms by your sides and walk your shoulder blades in so your chest is already naturally lifted. You're in a back bend already. Stay here or lift your hips up. Hold the outer edges of your mat or interlace your hands underneath you and walk your upper arms and your shoulder blades in more. Pull your hands apart and shrug your shoulders towards your ears. Squeeze your heels toward your hips, stretch your thighs out. Gently release your hands, lower your hips. Widen your feet toward the long edges of your mat and reach your arms off to the sides. Bella! Kenzie, cut that out, please. Move your hips a few inches to the left and domino your knees to the right. You can cross your ankle over your thigh. Look up or to the left. Extend from the back of your left ribs through your left knee. Gently look back up. Move your hips a few inches to the right. Lower your knees to the left. Dirdum, cross your ankle over your thigh. And look up or to the right. Extend from the back of your right ribs through your right knee. Realign your hips with your shoulders. Draw your knees in. With your arms inside of your legs, catch your outer feet for happy baby. Point the soles of your feet up and bring your shins vertical. Pull with your hands, push with your feet, and you can rock side to side or be still. Again, to settle your energy and slow your breath. You can stay here, or with your feet wide, begin to straighten your legs. Push your feet into your hands. Stay there, bring your legs together. Lift your hips up and balance on your middle to upper back. Push your feet into your hands. Move your legs toward your torso. Gently bend your knees. Hold the fronts of your shins or wrap your arms around your legs. For reclined child's pose, and you can rock side to side or be still. Gently release your legs on your mat for Shavasana, final pose of rest. Release any attachment to how you feel you did. And instead, make space for you to rest fully. stay as you are. Continue to rest. Or if you're ready, slowly deepen your breath. And begin to bring small movements back into your body. One at a time, bend your knees and roll to one side. Rest for a moment. Gently roll a little more and help yourself to a comfortable seat. Place your hands to your thighs or place your palms together in front of your heart. Sit up tall, but not forced. And a deep reverence and respect to you, to each other, those of us who are still practicing, although not in the room together, and to this practice that continues to string us together, that continues to keep us connected and engaged. Respect and reverence to all of that. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, my name is Hannah. We are open at Crooked Tooth Brewing every day of the week for to-go orders. So come in and take some beer home. See you next time.